There's a lot of things that you hear when you're talking about training animals or people, and you're talking about increasing the responses that you want to see more of and decreasing those that you wish to see less of. And one of the things, particularly when people are talking about recall, one of the things that is almost like a common staple that everybody seems to accept and agree, but when you actually apply it in reality outside of theoretical settings, it doesn't really hold up. And that thing is that when it comes to recall, if you reinforce only the better recalls, only the sharper responding, only the faster responses, that you'll get sharper responding and faster responses, that those recalls will systematically increase in speed and enthusiasm over distance or under distraction, based on the fact that only the best ones get rewarded, only the best ones get reinforced. But the reality is that doesn't happen. And even if it did happen, how does any person know what their last recall speed or distance was precisely enough to be able to reinforce one that they consider to be faster or at further distance on the next outing? If we don't actually have the data to support our process, so if we haven't got concrete confirmation that what we're doing is actually increasing or trying to increase the stronger, the faster, the better responses, then how on earth do we know that we're doing that? And also the reality is you can't do that, because if you think about it logically, if all I ever reinforced was the faster, the better, the more determined, the more enthusiastic, where does that end? What do I end up with? I would end up with the fastest, most responsive dog on the planet, because my reinforcement is absolutely on point and it's better than other people's reinforcement. Yet what you'll actually find is that those other people have got a better recall than I have, because they've got a better individual in the dog, a more capable or a more genetically predisposed individual, to be able to provide them with those faster, more determined recalls. But the individual is almost sacrificed for the sake of reinforcement, for the sake of behavioural psychology, what we're told will work. And it's just simply not true. And as I say, think about it yourself. If I reinforce the fastest and the fastest and the fastest, at what point does that reinforcement reach its pinnacle? At what point can I go no further? And I ought to have a supersonic dog, but you'll never get it because it's not true.